Welcome everybody to the 8th day of 31 Days of Horror, and today we're taking a look at It Came From Beneath the Sea. And this is a superb, well, I wouldn't say superb, but it's definitely better than most kind of creature features from the period. Released in 1955, clocking in at 79 minutes long, mixes the horror, science fiction and monster genres really rather nicely. Directed by Robert Gordon, this was his only significant film that he ever directed. And it was made on a budget of $150,000, and it made 1.7 million at the box office, so a huge success, but not quite as much as, say, some other films from the period that are similar. But nonetheless, this stars Kenneth Tobey, who was also in a couple of similar films, A Thing from Another World and The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. That latter film also had special effects by Ray Harryhausen, just like this film. Also stars Faith Domergue, who was also in This Island Earth, which we've mentioned before, as well as Donald Curtis, who his most well-known film is Earth vs. the Flying Saucers, another film that had special effects by Ray Harryhausen. So, this film is about a giant octopus whose feeding habits have been affected by radiation from H-bomb tests, and it rises from the Medano Deep to terrorize the California coast. So, this isn't quite as successful as previous Ray Harryhausen films, or, well, the main previous Harryhausen film, and then subsequent ones. The main previous one was Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, and due to this having not quite as big of a budget as that film, and therefore not having quite the money to put on the screen, this isn't quite as good in that film's regards in terms of the monster attacks or in terms of the pacing either, because the monster attacks, even though there are a couple of good ones, they're a bit more spread out than, say, with Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. But, yeah, still, I'll give you some facts about this film. It was released as the top half of a double bill with Creature with the Atom Brain, which we've already looked at. This had Sam Katzman as the executive producer. He was the actual producer for Creature with the Atom Brain, as well as the other Cold War creature films in that box set. The title was inspired by Universal science fiction hit It Came From Outer Space. There was also another film with the word It at the beginning, It, Terror from Outer Space. They're the three kind of main It films, as it were. But regardless, the title, due to the effects budget, like I said, being slightly lower than Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, and the fact it was also getting slightly out of hand, executive producer Sam Katzman allowed Harryhausen only enough money for animating 6 of the 8 octopus tentacles. So, but you don't really are able to tell that there's only 6 of the 8 in there because of the way it's filmed and the way it's animated. It does look like there are more there than there actually are. But yeah, like I said, the pacing and the action scenes aren't quite as well done or as Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. There aren't as many of them in this as in that aforementioned film. But still, I like the plot as it is focused on investigating what the creature is and how to defeat it. The practical effects, even though they're not as, numerous, are still really well done, just like every other Harryhausen film. When the creature attacks San Francisco, it is huge fun. It's huge fun seeing it anytime it comes up on the screen, but especially when it attacks San Francisco, because it attacks the Golden Gate Bridge, and then it attacks the ferry terminal, and it's just really huge fun every time it's on the screen. The cast is solid, the score is decent, and it doesn't really outstay its welcome because it is a short 79 minutes long. So, but I do wish that they had put more money behind this film, because Beast from 20,000 Fathoms was a huge hit, an even bigger one than this, because that only cost $200,000 to make, so a little bit more than this, but it made $5 million at the box office. So, I'm really not sure why they thought this wouldn't do as well. Obviously, it didn't do as well, but still, even if they'd have piled in, say, the same amount of money, it still would have been a huge hit. So, I do wish that they'd put more production budget behind it, but that is the way it was. But at the end of the day, it's still a fantastic film as far as creature features go from the 50s, and certainly is far and away better than, say, even lower budget kind of films. And you can definitely tell this is a much higher production value budget, but also crucially with a lot of talent behind it. You can have all the budget in the world, but if you don't have the talent behind it, then that really does show. But you have a decent sized budget, but also the talent of Ray Harryhausen animating the creature. So really superb film, but not his best film from that period. Like I said, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms is probably better. So is 20 Million Miles to Earth, and maybe the Sinbad film from the late 50s. But regardless, it's still a good film, and yeah, I really enjoy it as a fan of these kind of films. But yeah, nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.